Hi, it's me, Angela McCrae, founder of Uncorked and Cultured. Happy Black Friday, or what I'm calling it, Black Owned Friday, because today I want to take us all through a list of amazing entrepreneurs that are putting their work out there, providing melanated products for us all to enjoy this holiday season. So let me know that you're here with us. Hit me up on the comments. Let me know you're here. I'm representing Morgan State, wearing a Black owned product. So I just wanted to keep it 100 today to make sure that everybody knows that this is Black Owned Friday. So I'm so excited because, I actually spent Thanksgiving by myself. So I hope, anybody else that was home alone, just know you wasn't the only one. I decided to play it safe, during all the increases with COVID, and stayed home. And so this was my highlight. This is my highlight for Thanksgiving is, being in gratitude with other Black entrepreneurs, and being able to really help bring some amazing ideas for your holiday shopping. And, just talking about traditions, I just remember the first time I started really making an effort to support Black businesses, and it was in 2015. During that time, I was working with Ava DuVernay. She had this collective called Affirm, which is now known as Array, where she would host Black independent films every Black Friday in downtown Los Angeles at Downtown Independent, and I would always volunteer. And prior to going down and spending the evening of Black films, I would make a concerned effort to go support Black businesses in Los Angeles, where I would make the trek over to Leimert Park, and literally hunt down and go shopping at the different bookstores, novelty shops and African shops in that area. Back then, it wasn't a lot to choose from, but now it is a thriving community of a lot of amazing Black artisans, and business people. So first, I just want to, introduce my first guest. His name is Dionte Wilder. Hi, Dionte.
Hey, what's going on, Angela?
Happy Black on Friday.
Right. Hey, Black on Friday got me excited with that intro.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to kind of give some context because, this is a new era. Like we have to start creating new traditions.
I agree. I agree. And you're doing it the right thing by broadcasting this like this and getting us on board. I appreciate it.
Awesome. So I'm excited to hear from you because you are 18-year military veteran, now entrepreneur, and you after a 18-year career in military healthcare. So tell us, how did you make that transition?
I mean, it was tough. When I was recovering from my injuries, I had 2 hip reconstructive surgeries, 3 if you count kind of some structural stuff. And I couldn't walk. And the doctor said I really wouldn't be able to run ever again. And so I started going through some extensive treatments. I asked for some test treatments, but I asked for no painkillers. And while I was recovering, I had a lot of time to myself, and I saw some of the things that I could do with my family and myself, that I could service my community, have a positive influence, and really give back.
Wow, that's amazing. And that's when you came up with WePop popcorn.
Yes, definitely. The kids love popcorn. I haven't met anybody who doesn't. And so I said, you know what, maybe I can do this, and it can be a legit service to the community.
Now, I love popcorn, and I love to eat my popcorn with wine. So I had the pleasure of actually trying your blueberry popcorn.
Right.
And that was amazing, because it was a situation in which, we were literally heading to the vineyard. And your sister Shamika was like, here, my brother makes this amazing popcorn. And at first I was a little, shocked, with that, because it was literally like blueberry popcorn, like we think we hear apple, we hear caramel, we hear the cheddar, but what made you come up with such unique flavors?
The kids, really, because people come up with flavors all the time and say, hey, you should make this. And it's really tough because you have to concoct that somewhere in a laboratory. So it's really just a blend of blueberry, blue raspberry, and kind of a kiss of butter, because everybody wants a reminder of that popcorn flavor. But the blueberry is not too aggressive. It's nice and subtle. So it's almost like you smell it before you taste it, like all popcorn, and it really gets your mouth watering, and you really kind of want it with whatever you're eating at the time.
And it was a nice kiss of blueberry, and it was mouth-watering. I mean, it was something that I was literally like finger licking good. So tell us more about your flavors that you have.
The flavors are really just based on how people eat their popcorn anyway, is what I've come to learn. So the blueberry butter is, like I said, it throws in a little sweetness. It does pair well with wine. A lot of people who drink wine say, man, this goes great. But the other flavors are a little bit more savory and sweet. So I have grape soda. I noticed that if I put the name out there, when you eat it, it kind of, entices more sensory to say, you know what, this does taste like grape soda. It's really simple. It's the same thing like the blueberry. I have a traditional caramel kettle. So people are familiar with that. They'll jump in there. It's really sweet, but not too sweet. And it's not hard. So it's still the soft, fluffy popcorn with another hug of, that caramel and the kettle taste. I have a traditional movie theater butter popcorn, which people order that in cases, which is very popular. And then I have the savory ones, which is the spicy sriracha. If you like putting hot sauce on your popcorn, but you don't like it soggy, that's the perfect flavor for you. And then the buffalo ranch, it's kind of like when you dip a chicken wing inside some ranch dressing and bite it, it's going to have that same kick, but same savoriness. And then I have another one that I have is called jalapeno cheddar, which is one of my favorites because it's 1 part jalapeno and 3 parts cheddar. So it's just as cheesy as you like it without too much spiciness.
Okay, I love that. Now I love jalapeno cheddar. Now you've got me sold on that. So tell me a little bit more about you, because you mentioned you a lot of the children. You kept talking about the kids love it, and I know you give back to the community. So tell us a little bit about that.
Right. So I have a blended family. So I have 2 daughters from a previous marriage. And then my current wife, she has 3 kids. And then we have our niece and nephew that live with us, with a total of 7 family members, kids specifically. Now, my niece and nephew, they spent some time away from home when they were younger and different kind of foster care stuff. But for every bag that people buy, I also donate a bag to foster care services, and I give them a movie night if it's viable during COVID. If not, then I just go and deliver and do drop-off services, so that every bag you buy, just know that another bag is being donated back to children who may not have a family or just being introduced to families. And I've learned that a movie night can bring people to the TV and kind of make people feel more comfortable. So I want to help them with that introduction to their family.
Wow, that is amazing. So you're literally creating community. You're also creating legacy, right? With your children.
Right.
And you're also creating inspiration, because when you go into communities like foster care, communities, it's like sometimes they're forgotten. And the fact is that you're letting them know that they're not, and you're providing them a way to kind of connect with each other in a unique way, and also enjoy some delicious popcorn.
Yeah, definitely enjoy that popcorn. I mean, and the kids help with every process of the business. Those bags you see, they're helping me put them together. They're helping me do the stickers and the labels for the bags and setting up the boxing. I mean, they know how to print labels now. They know how to put in addresses. So they're getting really good at it, and I'm hopefully that it'll spark something in them. I know that if you look at the paint and pop on my website, that's my stepdaughter. She does all of the paintings for that, to the stencils for those paintings. And then she does all the paint and paint brushes and sends them out. She's a pretty avid artist herself.
Wow. Well, I'm just going to throw the website up right now so people can see. So if you guys are interested in learning more, make sure you check out WePopPopcorn.com. It's right here on your screen. And so, Dionte, not only are you building legacy, but you're also building employees. You're starting your workforce over there, huh?
Right. Yeah. It helps because honestly, I could do it by myself, but I think the process it takes to teach them, it makes me better. And it shows them a more patient, kind side of me, maybe even a part of me that they didn't understand when it comes to accounting and the business and the money part. They really are understanding the value of money and the value of money over time. And I think that's important.
That's so important, especially in this era. I mean, one of the things that we're celebrating today is Black economic empowerment through Black Owned Friday. And I definitely, show so much respect and admiration for you doing your part and getting them while they're young. Because I think sometimes, I'm not a parent, so I can't really speak on behalf of parents, but I was raised by a parent, right? And so I know that certain, when it came to money management and, and just entrepreneurship and just work ethics, sometimes it is not naturally, taught in the home, but I'm glad that they have role models like you down there in Florida.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
So what can we look forward to this weekend for, as far as sales are concerned? Are you doing any specials?
Yeah, I know people like to try our popcorn in different flavors. So I got my 6 packs and 12 packs that are 40% off if you use the promo code WePop6 for you or WePop12 for you. That's just the U at the end, not YOU. You'll be able to get a 6 pack of popcorn, which is great for if you're traveling or if you're handing out samples or want somebody else to try. It's about the size of a 10 to 12 ounce bag of chips. So that way it's very easy to travel with, put in your purse, put in a bag, put in the car. And once you open it, it's resealable, which keeps it fresh. I've opened up a bag of popcorn that's about 2.5 months old and nobody knew the difference.
Hold up.
And they said, this is great.
Hold up. 2.5 months.
2.5 months old. It's only because those are the ones that I vacuum seal. I vacuum seal them and then close them. If you vacuum seal them, now scientifically it's supposed to be good for 4 months, but I haven't tested 4 months yet. But I'm interested in vacuum sealing one this weekend and then 4 months from now cracking it open and seeing how it works.
That sounds like your military training and resources coming to work right there, huh?
Yeah.
So how has that like military life and that experience helped you in, being an entrepreneur?
Well, it's helped me have a sense of urgency and also having contingency plan. Like always have a backup plan and a plan for your backup plan. Something's going to go wrong. So have something in place so when it does go wrong, you're ready and you're able to react in a very short amount of time.
Oh, wow. I love that. Okay. So, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm launching a new product and I feel like I need to sign up for the Dionte Wilder entrepreneur bootcamp session.
Hit me up. Hit me up. Hit me up. I do that a lot. I build structure and that's what I do. Because during that time with WePop, I started another business where I help consult people with health and other things. And it's all about building structure and a process. And so once I do that, I have seen myself and others be very successful.
Wow. Well, I don't want this interview to end. I know, there's so much going on right now in the world. Can you just, let us know, like during COVID, like what have you been able to do, to stay, inspired and motivated, during this time with your business and just also with your personal life?
It's been tough, like building, you see plants all around me, right? Because it's all about building a relaxing space for you to go home to. I did that before. So I spent a lot of time in rehab and recovering. So I had to build a gym in the house. I had to build a relaxing area that I could go to and de-stress. When COVID hit, that was amazing because now I could work out. I could do different things in the home, but I also work in a hospital. And so that hospital got pretty much overran and I spent more hours at the hospital during COVID than I did before COVID. And so finding that flexibility between home and work was tough, but having the kids there, explaining to them what's going on and why these things are happening in the streets, because, the news was going rampant and it wasn't just talking about the election, but it was talking about a lot of the protests. And,
Absolutely.
they were interested and they have TikTok and they have YouTube and they were just wondering, hey, what does this mean? And so being able to communicate that to them and be an example, saying, you know what? I could show you better than I can tell you. And so keeping them busy with the business, keeping them busy with, their school and telling them what's going on, keeping them informed. Sometimes they might be like, okay, we get it. But
right.
At least they're at that point and they're not too anxious. They leave the house calm. They understand, why they're wearing a mask and why we're doing this with our business and how we take those extra measures when we're making the popcorn. Like, why are we wearing these masks or why are we doing this? Because we're sending this to other people and we want them to know that it's done safely, it's done appropriately, and they have no worries when they receive this popcorn.
Absolutely. Wow, that's amazing. So you're teaching them also how to cope during, periods of uncertainty. And so you had your business before COVID started, correct?
Yes, I did.
So what year did it start? Did you launch?
I started both of them in 2019, but the health coaching got kicked off way sooner than the popcorn because people were just more interested in that at the time, excuse me. But with the popcorn, it just came into play more because it gave me an opportunity to connect with people that I hadn't connected with in a while. So I just started sending them more popcorn. And when that happened, people started buying more. And so that's kind of how that marketing took place.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to ask next. Like, okay, so you had the business before COVID. Like, how has it grown or how has it like changed since COVID?
It's changed a lot. I know you can't market a product without marketing yourself first. So I try to market my authenticity. This is who I am. I'm not giving you any kind of weird product or anything you can't trust. So because people trust me, I try to give them a product they can trust. So I send out free samples all the time. If you order from me, I'm throwing in extra samples. I'll send you your own promo code. I'll even text some of the people or email them and say, hey, would you just like some free popcorn? Do you have a party coming up? Do you have an event? I'll sponsor your event. I have one event a month I can sponsor. I'll donate to your event.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. So all of the organizers out there, if you have a nonprofit or if you're launching
Exactly.
something, especially when it has to do with benefiting the children, definitely reach out to Dionte. He's on Instagram. Right down there at the bottom, you can see WePop_popcorn. So do you have any like tips? Do you want to leave like with us with like any entrepreneurs with any tips that we can, take with us as we
Oh,
go to this
definitely.
next phase?
One thing I can say is don't be afraid to research. Like it's literally in the name, research. It means it never ends. You research. You search and then you search again and then you search again. It never ends. So do your research. And what that entails is, find people who do things like you. A lot of people jump into their business and they'll ignore everybody else who's doing the business like them and just say, I'm going to do it my way. Well, part of finding your way is finding out what everybody else is doing. Once you find out what they're doing, you'll be able to really find where you're more authentic at. That's definitely key number one. Also, be humble, be ready to take criticism and be ready to be wrong, and document those mistakes. I have a board in my office that I literally have it month by month, my mistakes that I make. And it's okay to make mistakes, just don't make the same ones over again. So that's why I document those so I don't make the same mistake. And then, of course, be true to yourself and your family, because they say money doesn't change you. It just shows you who you already were. And so I definitely try to make sure that everybody can see who I already was. The first thing when I started both of my businesses was I went out to find charities, because I said, as soon as I make $1, they make $1. And that was definitely my goal. So if you don't have a charity, it gives you more purpose. A family gives me purpose. Of course, having the business be thriving gives me purpose, but having someone that not say depends on me, but that I can kind of put that on myself, that I'm going to have this commitment, it really drives me.
Wow. Well, I love it. And thank you so much, Dionte. Like your spirit, I could just tell you're just, like you said, that you're showing up in your authentic self and you're really committed. You're committed to making the world a better place and you're inspiring me. And I can't wait to order my 12 pack of popcorn because
Okay.
I love the popcorn. Okay. Like,
I get it. I got you.
I like to make my own little special truffle. So definitely let me know once you have a truffle version. And I'm just going to throw this up here right now so people can see where they can follow you. So make sure you check Dionte Wilder at WePop_popcorn for all your popcorn needs. He ships all around the country, right?
Yes, ma'am. I ship all over the country.
And what's your Black Friday deal for today?
My Black Friday deal is you can get 40% off our 6-packs. That's using the promo code at checkout. We pop the number 6, the word 4, and the letter U. So we pop 6 for you. And then the 12 packs is the same thing. We pop the number 12, the word 4, and the letter U. You'll use that We Pop 12 for you, and you'll get 40% off either one of those deals at checkout.
Wow, 40%. That's a good deal.
Yeah. Also free shipping for orders over $50. So
what? Okay, is this just for today?
the free shipping's always free over 50, and then but the deal that goes through Sunday.
Oh, okay. So it's all weekend.
Yeah.
So it's not just for Black Owned Friday, huh?
No, you get this whole weekend.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dionte, for joining me. It's been a pleasure. And I'll be in touch. Okay.
Oh, definitely. Thanks. I appreciate it.
All right. And thank you all for out there just joining. I still got some more entrepreneurs and business owners that I have lined up today. But please, if you're watching, let us know you're watching. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know. Ask us any questions. Because this is an engagement. And I want each and every business owner to feel like they're connecting with the community, because that's what this is all for, to inspire us all to know that we have to be responsible for our own economic success. One thing that I feel like this year has taught me is that, what I've already known is that, we got to do things for us, by us. I mean, it's great to be able to get the support from allies and people all over the world. However, we need to also make a concerted effort to support each other and to be responsible for the growth and economic progress of our community. So our next entrepreneur is a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful soul. Like, she literally makes me smile, okay? Because her smile is so bright. I had a chance of meeting Tuanni Price, founder of Zuri Wine, in February, actually, when I was in South Africa. A mutual friend connected us, and Tuanni was such a gracious host and, such a blessing. And she made my trip. She did. Hey, Tuanni.
Hey girl, how you doing?
Girl, look at you. You're out there in South Africa. What time is it out there?
I am. It's like 9 o'clock, so it's like pitch black out here. My apartment is like a bat cave. Like all the lights are blown out. I need to go get some lights, girls. South African problems.
I know that's right. I know that's right. But you are living in paradise out there. I see you. You're at the vineyards. You guys are pretty much COVID free, right?
Well,
How's the numbers out there?
I wouldn't say that we're COVID free. We have our numbers under control. Thank goodness people aren't like dying like they were before. But I feel like the government did a really good job of controlling COVID here. Like when we first went into COVID, we had a serious lockdown. Like they weren't even, you couldn't even buy liquor. That's how serious it was. Yes.
So your wine business will pause for how many weeks?
Well, my wine business paused as soon as COVID hit, right? Like as soon as COVID hit, because my wine business was mostly like bringing Americans to Cape Town and showing them around. And so when COVID hit, there was like, nobody's coming to Cape Town. I'm not showing anybody. I owe all these people all this money. It was like, girl, it was a disaster. Oh, yes. And like my vendors were like, we can't afford to pay you back, so we're going to give you a credit. But, you know, I'm a different kind of business person. I'm a small business person, so I can't afford to have the reputation of not paying people back. So it was just crazy. But it was, you know, it did teach me one thing, that like I can't put all my eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? I really have to make sure that my business is diversified.
So tell us, because some people, like I'm familiar with Zuri wine, but some people here watching today may not be. So can you just let us know?
Okay, I'll give you my
your inspiration. Your inspiration. Tell us how it started.
Okay, so first, let me just tell you what it is. So it's a wine lifestyle company. So basically, I curate wine lifestyles from Los Angeles all the way to Cape Town, South Africa. I show people how to go wine tasting, where to go, like what they should be drinking, how they should be drinking it. That's exactly what I do. And I was inspired years ago when I wanted to get into wine, and there was nobody who looks like me, even people who didn't look like me. Nobody knew anything about wine. And then the people who didn't know about wine, they were so snobby. It was like the secret that they were holding that they didn't want to share. So I was like, I want to learn more about wine, and then I want to like share that knowledge with other people.
Awesome. So you inspired me because when I first met Cape Town, you were like, yeah, girl, I work in wine 6 months out of the year in Cape Town, and then I go back home to LA, you know, in summer, you know, LA summer. And I was like, I don't think I've ever met anybody who wasn't just bicultural, but was
bi-continental.
Right, like. So,
yeah, and
that's a huge. So tell us, how did you get that into your spirit?
It's crazy though, right? Because it's crazy that I think about like, damn, that's my life. And when I say like, oh yeah, I just live in Cape Town 6 months and then LA 6 months, for me it doesn't seem like a big deal, right? But I guess it is a big deal, and I mean, especially for people who are young women and men who are living in South Central Los Angeles and who think that that's their only world. I hope that they do see me and they say, oh, if she could do it, I could do it, because I'm not the smartest, I'm not the brightest, I'm not the prettiest, but you know what? I mean, I'm doing it. So I feel like
you are, because you made me feel like I could do it, literally. Like you were my inspiration.
And I feel like a lot of people can do it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's hard, and I wish I had done it differently. Well, it's hard, right? And I feel like you do have to have yourself set up so that you can make some kind of income, generate some kind of income. But like Cape Town is so inexpensive. Like I have this beautiful apartment. Like my apartment is dope. It's like 3 levels. Overlooks
it is dope.
And literally, when the dollar is bad, my rent is like $675.
Wow.
Like I couldn't get anything like this in LA, and like something like this in LA would be ridiculous.
Like $4,000.
Yes. So I just say that to say, like, you know, the hardest part is buying a plane ticket.
And those are going down, right? So there's no excuse at all.
No, you can roommate when you get here. You can find roommates. You can get like a smaller place. Like, trust me, I could get like a small studio, and I could pay like $3,000 or $4,000 a month. You know?
Wow.
So not dollars. That's rand. That is
Right.
rand.
So how
So
many Black American expats do you come across since you've been in Cape Town?
Actually, quite a few. Not necessarily only Black American expats, but like American expats, whether they're Black, Asian, or whatever. Actually, that's what I did for Thanksgiving. I went to my friend's house, and they were all part of this group called Remote Year, and it's a pretty diverse group. There's like a Black person, there's an Asian, there's a couple Asian people, and then the rest of them are pretty white. But it's a pretty diverse group.
And are they entrepreneurs? Are they like business owners like yourself?
Girl, what? I felt like an underachiever. So one of them, she was telling me that she has 2 full-time jobs working remotely, and she works in the United States, but she lives here right now. And
I don't know.
She has 2 full-time jobs.
I don't know if I would want to. I'd rather have 2 businesses than 2 full-time jobs.
Oh, girl, no. I'd rather have two full-time jobs than one business, right?
Really?
Having your own business, I'm sure you realize this, but having your own business is so hard. It's so rewarding. But there are so many days that I wish I was in corporate America. And you don't even know. I go to LinkedIn, I put in my resume. I'm like, dang, let me find something. But luckily, God's not sending that my way. But like, it's a lot having your own business. I'm like my own accountant, my marketing person, my salesperson, everything.
I hear you. Well, I totally understand. I mean, because I've been like a freelancer kind of entrepreneur for the past, 12 years or so?
Wow.
And so maybe even longer than that, actually. Probably like 2004, 2004. But then I had a little bit of full-time job in there. But it's like you make more money in being independent because the taxes, the tax benefit, the flexibility to get multiple streams of income.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm not complaining, but it's just a lot. It's just, I like paid vacation. PTO, like you could just lay down and you still getting paid. You know what I mean? I miss that. There's some things that I miss about having a job in corporate America, but then also what I love about not working in corporate America and being tied to one company is the ability to travel and to move around the world.
That part.
That part is amazing. And then the ability also to be in control of your destiny, you know what I mean? Like, if I get up today and I don't make any money, it's strictly because I decided I wanted to take a day off, or I decided I didn't want to do certain things, But then if I make a lot of money in that one day, it's because I got really motivated and I was pushing my deductive tasting kit, or I was saying sign up for a class. So like, yeah, my success or my failure definitely depends on me. Oh yeah, there's my
so let's talk about it. So tell us about the deductive tasting kit, because that's what we're here for. We want to know the perfect gift for our wine lovers in our lives.
Yeah, so I feel like this is the perfect gift for anybody who's into wine, whether they're a novice or an advanced wine drinker, sommelier. I actually had some of my somm friends over and we were using the kit, and it got so heated with the debate of just like us evaluating the wines. And that's what this kit is for. It's like for people to really have fun evaluating wines. It's a deductive tasting kit. It was born out of COVID. So it's my COVID baby. Yes. And so like let me just tell you what's in the kit. So it comes with this tribe button. So whoever buys a kit, they automatically become a member of the Zuri wine tasting tribe. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it comes with the pin, and then it comes with this really cool like welcome note that just says welcome to the tribe, and then I give you directions on how to use the kit, like when it should be used, what it should be used for. It comes with a wine journal, so this is your wine discovery journal, and like the motto or the theme for the kit is your love affair with wine begins here, right?
Awesome.
So this is where you can put all your notes. Like it has like a member page. You can put your picture there, and
oh, cute! It's like a little passport.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little passport to wine. Then it comes with like this whole smelling guide and a wine pronunciation guide.
Oh,
so it's
cute.
a really cool book. And then it comes with these coasters. So these coasters are cool because you can use these coasters to hold your wine, but you can also write notes about the wine. And one of my favorite parts of the whole kit is like, I'm like, your love affair with wine begins here. And I've always, and anybody who's taken my wine class or know me, it's like I approach wine like dating. So I'm always comparing wine to like men or to like dates and things like that. I'll be like, oh, this is my good date wine. And you have to take a class to figure out what a good date wine is.
I love it. So I have a question regarding the coaster notepad, right? Because you said it's people can use that to take notes while they're drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I drink wine, now that I've been exploring my wine journey and taking it a little bit more serious, I literally try to focus on the flavors and like what I smell and whether it's florals or fruits or, oaks or what have you. And so, but when I'm with my cousin and certain people, I'm like, so what do you taste? How does it taste? Oh, it's good. Well, what fruits are you? I don't know. So can you give us like some insight on what we should be looking for or what we should be noting in the notepad?
Well, okay, first of all, I mean, there's no shoulds, right? Like, you should enjoy the wine. That's the only should. Like, you should know if you like the wine or if you don't like the wine. But that's why this kit helps you, because nobody smelling wine, figuring out what aromas, that takes a lot of practice. And trust me, I really do like practicing for wine. But it takes so much practice, and that's why this kit will help you. Like, it literally step by step. You see it, you swirl it. When you see it, what do you see? When you smell it, what do you smell? So it'll say, for example, it'll say, does it smell strong? Do you smell citrus? So it kind of guides you so that you can kind of think of those things, and you'll just get better and better. And then it opens up the conversation, because you might be like, oh, I smell strawberry. And somebody else might be like, oh, I smell blueberry. So then you guys have a conversation about why you think it smells like that. But the coasters, let's back to the coasters and back to the whole point of the kit. You give it an evaluation, which is like your professional evaluation. Do you think it's a poor wine, an acceptable wine, a good wine, a very good wine, or an outstanding wine, right? And that's basically just saying that the wine is in balance, the fruit is there, blah, blah, blah. And then your personal connection with the wine, your match with the wine. This is my favorite part of the kit. So would you ghost the wine? Meaning, like, you have this wine. Like, for me, that would be Stella Rosa. I had the wine. It was uninteresting. It wasn't complex. It just tastes like sugar. I would go Stella Rosa, right? Would you friend zone the wine? Friend zone the wine means, like, you know what? You liked the wine. It was decent, but you wouldn't buy it if it were in the store. But if you went to somebody's house and they had it, you drink the wine, right? So you put that wine in the friend zone. Would you second date the wine? So second date the wine means that, you know what, this wine was pretty good. Would you second date it because you're curious and you want to see how it's going to go with food, whatever. Would you second date it and be excited? So this means, like, that second date where you get dressed up, you make sure your hair is nice, your underwear matches. It's a good second date.
Love it.
Or would you marry the wine? And then the marry the wine, of course, is outstanding for you, and it's a wine that you would definitely buy, that you would definitely tell your friends about.
So what wine are you marrying nowadays?
Oh gosh, you know what? It's crazy. It's summer here in Cape Town, so it's very warm. I've been drinking so much rosé, and I tend to really like rosé made with Grenache grapes, because it's usually just really light, soft, and like very much like strawberry and watermelon flavors. So I've been drinking a lot of rosé. I used to love Syrah, but I've been loving Cabernet Sauvignon a lot. So that's the red that I've been drinking. And then for the white, of course, I'm in South Africa, so I've been drinking a lot of Chenin Blancs. A lot of Chenin Blancs.
I love Chenin Blanc.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Yes. So yeah, a lot of Chenin.
Okay. So I just wanted to show up here to let people know more detail of what is actually in the kit, so they can actually see it full.
Yeah, so that's what it looks like. It's the perfect gift for any wine lover in your family. Anybody who wants to start loving wine, this is the perfect kit to help them do that. And it's just a part of Zuri wine tasting. Like, every single kit I help put together, like literally with my hands.
Yeah, you can document that journey on your social media.
Yeah, so like, I had my interns here for 6 weeks. They helped me like go down to like our production facility in Stellenbosch, and I was like, man, usually I'm in Stellenbosch, I'm like drinking wine, and here I am doing all this manual labor. but it was nice. It was worth it.
Well, Stellenbosch is beautiful. And
It
I
is.
just saw you posted pictures at Graft.
Oh, Delagraph. Yeah, I was
Yes.
there today, and oh my God, Delagraph is so beautiful. But girl, that place is so expensive. Like, and not the wine tasting. I mean, like the hotels, because I was like, oh, maybe I'll just do a weekend getaway here. How about your other rooms? And he was like, did he say 4,000?
Rand?
Yes, a
Bless
night.
you.
And he was like, he either said 4,000 or 8,000 rand a night, and I was like, oh wow. I was like, oh, can I use your employee discount? Because I was thinking more. I was thinking more of a discount, like something like maybe 2,000 at the most.
And how much is that in USD?
2,000 is like $125, right? That would be 2,000. He told me that the rooms though usually are 25,000 a night. So he was like, I guess it was 8,000 because he was like, oh yeah, the 8,000 a night is a bargain.
And that's still like $800.
25,000 a night is $1,500 a night for that room.
Wow.
Yeah, right. Like I'm like, shoot, that's like my rent for 2 months.
Well, when I was there the time in February when I saw you, we spent the afternoon there and we didn't want to leave. We started out with lunch, then we went and did a test tasting, and then we just kind of was heading out.
You can literally
We've shut it down.
Did you guys have lunch at Indoctrin?
On the patio?
Indochin. It's like the Asian themed restaurant at the hotel.
It was the restaurant that was on the outside patio.
At the tasting room.
Not at the tasting room, in the other formal dining area.
Okay, yeah. No, so this was the restaurant that was actually in the hotel. So, they have a hotel on property.
Yeah, so it kind of reminds me of Vegas, the way you walk in and you see shops, and then it's like,
yeah.
Wow. So what's your favorite places to go in South Africa to get the experience?
So many places. So like recently I've been doing this thing where I try to visit a wine region a week. And hopefully, usually I want it to be like a new wine region. Today was different. I went to Stellenbosch because a couple of my friends invited me to their workplace. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Stellenbosch. But usually I'm trying to visit new ones because there's so many wine regions that I haven't even seen in South Africa. I went to Swartland, and that was really interesting. It's a small town, wine country, but it was more like, kind of reminded me of like Santa Barbara back in the day. Not the ritzy part of Santa Barbara, but like Los Olivos. Solvang.
Okay, Solvang. I'm familiar with that.
And then I like Elgin. I mean, I like wine country, so anywhere where there's wine, those are my favorite places to visit.
So how has your time in South and Cape Town inspired your wine discovery kit?
So I had already had an idea for like, it wasn't called a wine discovery kit. It was just like an idea of all these things I wanted to provide to people, like a wine pronunciation guide. I wanted it to be like a passport, like a membership type thing. But I wanted it to look like a membership that was like a passport because I feel like that's how people get around the world is through wine. So it was inspired though because I was hosting these tasting sessions online for a group that I volunteer for. And so they just kind of doing that kind of helped me develop the kit and like what I wanted to do for the kit, like how I wanted to do deductive tasting and how I wanted this kit to be something to help people with their deductive tasting skills.
Awesome. And so, this is something that I think is going to be a game changer for a lot of people this holiday season. So who do you think are the perfect recipients and gift givers for this?
I think it's awesome, right? Well, I was gonna say like it's the holiday season and you're gonna be going to people's houses and stuff, right? And so it would be a great hostess gift because it's just something that somebody can have at their house. But since you're not really doing a lot of visiting people's houses, you're doing a lot of online tastings and things like that, I think it's perfect for anybody who sips wine, like anybody who sips wine. whether they're in love with it like me or they're just now starting out with it. What it also comes with possibility, you can upgrade. So part of the tribe, I teach a lot of different wine classes online. So once you become a member of the tribe, you automatically get like a discount to any of my online classes. But one of the classes works with this kit. On Tuesdays, I teach a deductive tasting class. In Cape Town, I teach it in town at this bar. But I teach it every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
And we just use this kit to like go over. And it's so fun. So we have the same group of people for the most part. We're having new people come in as people are starting to buy the kit. But every week, Tuesday, we grab a bottle. I tell everybody to grab the same varietal. It doesn't have to be the same brand. So it might be a Molbak, but I might get a Molbak from South Africa. Somebody might get one from Argentina, from California.
Okay.
And then we use the kit to go over like what we're smelling, what we're tasting in the wine. And some people who started off like 6 weeks ago, you should hear them now. They sound like professional songs. Like they're evaluating the wine. And I'm like, wow. Yeah.
So what should they be? So what should people like look out for? Like kind of like start their wine journey. Of course, get the wine discovery kit. But should they start with a certain varietal or take a certain approach?
I think that if you're just starting, like taste everything that you can, right? So like go to the grocery store. When you see that $4 bottle of wine, buy that $4 bottle of wine. If you have enough money to splurge, buy that wine in the grocery store. That's $25, right? But buy the $4 bottle of wine, then buy the $25 bottle of wine, and see if you can tell the difference, right? Because I really feel like you will be able to tell the difference. But start off with that really cheap wine. Don't start off with the $25 wine because then you'll have expensive taste, and where are you going to go from there, right? Only higher in price.
Well, you know, that's funny because when you think about, I remember your article that you wrote. I believe it was it for Wine Pair? Your recent article about how you had uncomfortable circumstance that made you.
No, wait a second. That was for Wine Enthusiast magazine.
Oh, yes.
The
Wine
Wine
Enthusiast.
magazine of all magazines. It was for
Yes.
Wine Enthusiast. I
Yes.
love Vine Pair a lot, and I would love to write for them, or I would love for somebody to write about me in Vine Pair. Don't get me wrong. But let's get that right. That was Wine Enthusiast.
My bad, girl. I just remember how it inspired me because it made me think about like what was my intro to wine? Like, what was my gateway wine, right?
Yeah.
And just thinking about like how you're suggesting people start on a lower scale, so they kind of start somewhere to see the difference. And I remember what we used to have Arbor Mist. We used to have.
I forgot about Arbor Mist. I forgot
Boone's
about
Farm.
Arbor Mist. Boone's Farm is where I started. So I would like to thank Boone's Farm for my wonderful, wonderful wine career, because that's exactly where I started, was Boone's Farm.
So for anybody out there watching, let us know in the comments, what was your gateway wine? Because I think that's
tell us what your gateway wine was. And tell me if you're still drinking that gateway wine, because I'm not drinking Boone's Farm anymore. I've upgraded my life. I've upgraded.
What's the most you spent on a bottle?
Ooh, okay. The most that I spent in a bottle in the States is this bottle called Ovid. And I used to do it every year when I would go visit this winery. So I did it like 3 times, right? But this bottle of wine, it was a Syrah from Ovid. It's $300 a bottle. But this is when I worked in corporate America, and I was like making over 6 figures, and I could do that kind of stuff. Now I'm like $300 a bottle. Shoot.
I haven't gotten there yet, girl.
But it was, you know what though? It was about the wine. The wine was delicious, right? But it was more so about the experience too, because Ovid is beautiful. And then when they take you on the tour of their facility, you talk to the winemaker, it's really exclusive. There's not a lot of people who know about it. You're in the club. There's not a lot of people in this club. So it just felt so exclusive. And so, it just felt good. And then I went there with people who I just absolutely love, like some of my really great friends. And the moment was awesome. So I still have good feelings when I think about that wine, and I feel like that's what wine should do for you. It should just bring back really good memories and good feelings. And sometimes,
Oh, we can.
wine.
So it looks like somebody had Boone's Farm was my gateway wine with a slow sip of my dad's cooking. I love it. I love it.
Cookie Sherry. Oh my goodness, that is so hilarious. I love it. I never thought about that one, but that would have been a good one to try.
It's like a sangria.
Yeah, and then let me show you this bottle right here. A second. So this bottle right here in South Africa, this is the most that I've spent on a bottle in South Africa.
Oh, nice.
But I bought this bottle because I actually worked harvest for the winery. I feel like they should have gave it to me for free, they should have gave it to me for free because I volunteer worked harvest for this winery. It's called the Tuanni, and so this is the Black Lion.
Oh wow, it's beautiful.
Yes, and this wine is from 2018, so this is the same year. And this wine is so expensive because everything about it is hand done, hand harvested. Berry select, so like literally they come with these trays. You're sitting at this long table with all these like women from Zimbabwe and Malawi, and they're just like beautiful women, but you're sitting there all day and you're literally going through each berry. Is the berry good? Is the berry bad? If it's good, it goes here. If it's bad, it goes here.
Berry by berry.
Perfect berry by berry, grape by grape.
I wonder how many grapes I have at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a lot. So like they don't make a lot of them. So like this most current vintage that they just released, the 2019, there's only 892 bottles. This is the 2018. This is the 2018, and they made 1,392 bottles.
Wow. So have you opened the wine yet, or are you saving it?
I'm saving it.
How many years? I know they say it takes about 5 to 10 years before a wine reaches its best version of itself.
Well, it depends. Like most wines that you buy in the grocery store, literally, believe this, people. Most wines that you buy in the grocery store are not meant to be aged. So don't buy a wine in the grocery store. Even if you pay $25 for that wine, you can even pay $40 for that wine. Don't buy that wine in the grocery store and say you're saving it for your unborn child's graduation, because it won't last. Most wines that you buy in the grocery store are meant to be drank like right away. And that's just how they make them. They make them fresh. They make them where the tannins aren't super austere, and you should drink those right away. So a wine like this, the way that they make it, the way that they age it in French barrels, the way that they leave it in contact, the grape juice in contact with the skins, releases a lot of tannins into the wine. The oak barrels release tannins, and the tannins act as a preservative. So wines that are made like this, you can lay down for 10, maybe even 15 years. So I'm not looking to drink this one at least until 2028.
Wow. That's amazing.
7 years from now.
And go ahead.
But I have the 2016. I think it's the 2016. It might be a 2015. Can't remember if it's a 16 or a 15, but I have that one, so I can drink that one. It's coming up soon, so I can drink that one in like 4 years, maybe.
Awesome. So this is part of the experience. So I became a wine ambassador after coming back from the States, right? After being inspired by you, after going to Stellenbosch, after talking to Dionte over at Seven Sisters, I was like, I could do this life. I want to learn more about this. So the person who actually connected Tuanni and I, Tiffany, she brought me in. She brought me in, and she helped me become a wine ambassador. Taught me the difference between having wine delivered from the vineyard in that quality preserved way to drink it versus the mass-produced wine that you get in grocery stores.
Yeah.
And then that, of course, Uncorked and Cultured, which I believe is part of the journey, right? I wanted to be a platform to be able to amplify entrepreneurs like you, sommeliers, as well as just our culture, right?
Yes, no, and I think that's what for me, that's what it's all about. It's about the culture, it's about so much more than just drinking wine. It's about like this whole experience, the people that you meet, the places that you go, like, yes, it's definitely culture.
Absolutely. And so I'm just going to put it in here one last time where people can actually purchase the Discovery Kit. And they can also, during the purchase, we have it set up where they can either purchase the kit by itself, either do a decadent.
So it's $29.99. It's $30 if you purchase the kit just by itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you pay $60, you purchase the kit and you get one semester, and the semester is like a season, right? You get one semester of the deductive tasting classes every Tuesday online. And with those deductive tasting classes, when you sign up for the deductive tasting class, you can bring whomever you want. So like, let's say you're in your apartment and you have like 3 of your friends over. You guys can all take the deductive tasting class. So it's like pretty much $35 per screen. And that's for the whole semester. So like this semester ends December the 29th. That's like the last tasting that we're going to do on a Tuesday. And then it starts back up in January. But yeah, so I'm super excited. And right now we have a special. So we have a special that if you buy the kit, from now until the end of the year, you automatically get the rest of this season's deductive tasting class. So like you buy the kit and then you'll get the invitation to come taste with us on Tuesdays until December the 29th. Yeah.
So how many note cards are in there? How long do you think the kit would last? Is it for the season and you have to get a new one?
I mean, the notepads will last, probably 35. I think there's like 36 notepads in there. So like if you use them every time, like one, and we only taste one wine. So yeah, so it should last you for a season. And you can reorder the notepads when you run out too, if you want to. So yeah, you can reorder just the notepads if you wanted to reorder the notepads. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm just going to throw this up here. So for everybody that's been watching and listening to Tuanni and feeling her vibrant spirit, just know that you can follow her and learn all about all that she does at Zuri Wine Tasting on Instagram.
Yeah, Zuri Wine Tasting on Instagram, on Google, on Facebook, on whatever social media platform you use. If you just type in Zuri Wine Tasting, you will find me and you can join the wine tasting tribe. And also we're having a Black Friday sale too. So if you go to my website and you want to order the kit, if you pay for any wine class, you get the kit for free. You still have to pay for taxes and shipping and handling just because you can't get out of that. But if you buy any class, we teach Wine 101. We teach how to host an in-home wine tasting. We teach a wine tasting fundraising class, how to host a wine tasting for a fundraiser. And we also teach a brandy and whiskey class. So if you want to know the difference between brandy, whiskey, and cognac, also teach that class online.
Okay, I might have to take that one because I like whiskey and cognac.
Yeah, so for our Black Friday, you sign up for a class. If you sign up for the whiskey class and the cognac class, you get a free kit. So you just put in Black Friday, it'll give you have to put in the kit and you put in the class and you put in Black Friday and then you'll get the discount for the kit.
So the discount code is Black Friday, all one word.
Black Friday 2020.
Black Friday 2020. There it is, folks.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. And I definitely have to have you back. We could talk more things wine.
I know. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for this platform. It's a wonderful platform. Thank you. I'm going to go find that popcorn guy now, too, because that popcorn, I heard about it all the way in South Carolina.
WePopPopcorn.com. All right, Tuanni. Well, I know it's getting late there. You have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, I love her. She's so sweet and she's so gracious. She was such an amazing host to me when I was in Cape Town early this year. So, of course, I had to share the love and get her on here and highlight her Discovery Wine Kit because it's something that I think is innovative. It's something that I think we all can learn from and would be an amazing, unique gift to share with our loved ones that love wine. So, the next entrepreneur I have, it's so funny how the world works, right? I mean, we're all connected through our phones. We, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Now they have something called Clubhouse. I mean, it's just so many ways for us to connect and meet new people. And so I'm a part of this Black woman entrepreneur group on Facebook. And I had the pleasure of meeting Lindsay. Lindsay and I have a lot of mutual friends. We're like in this like we're connected. And of course, when we first reached out, we didn't know. We were just two Black women entrepreneurs wanting to amplify and really hold space for Black Owned Friday. So I'm going to bring Lindsay in. Hey, Lindsay.
Hello. How are you? I'm good.
Happy Black Friday.
Happy Black Friday to you too. I hope yours is going well.
It is. I'm able to share space with people like yourself that are, inspiring us and creating melanated products for us, right?
Yes, yes.
So tell me about Midnight Reflections.
So Midnight Reflections is a company that I started about 3 years ago now. It was around the holidays. No, it was around September. I was getting stuff done early, searching for wrapping paper and gifts for my little cousins, and I was struggling. All the things that I found had white Santas on it.
Yeah.
It was really hard to find something that had Black Santas. And if I did find something that had Black Santas, it was vintage looking pieces. And so I got frustrated. My little cousins are just adorable little chocolate drops, and I wanted their Christmas to be reflective of what they looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, well, I can't find it, so I'm gonna do it myself. And so I reached out to some artists. I had some designs drawn up, and then I looked for printers, had it printed, and then the next thing you know, I formed a little company. And
Wow.
I threw up a website, and it was very well received. And so here we are 3 years later. We're continuously increasing our designs and adding products. And I'm so excited this year because I have a 5-month-old son, and I get to share this other little baby that I birthed. Like, he gets to have a chocolate Christmas.
Awesome. That's so amazing. And I love that. I love that story. I mean, you went from creating a solution for gifted giving for your nieces to now a legacy for your son. And for so many other, brown and Black babies all across the world. And so you started 3 years ago. Okay. And so here it is, 2020. We're in this new kind of like era. This holiday season is going to be unlike anything else. So
definitely
gift giving is going to be different. What are your expectations for this year for the holiday season?
I feel like a lot of people aren't really in the holiday mood this year because, let's be honest, for a lot of people this year has sucked.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people really aren't just in the festive mood. And so I'm hoping that when they see our product and they see those chocolate Santas, and we just released our chocolate nutcracker ornament collection. So when they see these images, I'm hoping that it sparks a little joy in them, and that it gets them a little bit excited for the holiday season, and that they purchase and they'll share with their loved ones.
And I love this. I mean, I love the mud cloth, stocking stuffer. Of course, I love the chocolate Santa, and the ornaments are beautiful. I mean, is that Misty Copeland in the middle there?
It is. Yeah, she was definitely the inspiration, a fellow Californian.
Well, that's amazing. And, and that says a lot. So let me ask you, because I grew up in a predominantly Black community in Maryland, DC area, right? And I just recently
went to Howard.
Okay. All right. So you know what it's like. It used to be called Chocolate City.
Yes.
I don't know if it's still got that name anymore with the aggressive gentrification that's been going on. But, I was in LA for almost 11 years before I moved. I just recently moved to New York. But one thing that astonished me while living in LA was that the population of Black people was about 8 or 9%. It's kind of
it's not big, and when you definitely have to seek out the African American community, and there's pockets in various parts of of the city. So like for me, I was born and raised in Inglewood, California.
Right.
And so I was in a pocket that was Black, but most of my education and schooling, I got bussed out to other cities. And so schooling wise, like I was in little areas that were always very diverse, probably more white and Asian than Black. So yes, the African American population in LA is fairly small, but you are able to seek them out and find your people.
So are you noticing your sales being reflective of like predominantly Black cities and communities, or do you notice that maybe you might be, shipping to cities like in like Idaho or like Wyoming or somewhere where it's like maybe it might be a white parents that have Black children or something like that?
I think a majority of our sales are a majority of I do have a business partner, and so she's from DC also, and she's bi-coastal. She splits her time in between LA and New York. And so what I've noticed with our sales is a lot of our sales come from New York, where she is from, where I have family, where my sister used to live, Philly, where I went to school, I went to Temple, DC, where my partner's from, where I went to school and lived for 11 years, and then California, where I'm from and where my business partner is here for half of the year. So those are where our biggest pockets of sales come from, and then the remaining are just spread out everywhere.
Where would you like to see more growth? Like, are there some cities you want to kind of like see, Midnight Reflections kind of like taking over and,
I want us to take over the whole US. There's Black people in every state. Every state needs our representation. Like it's not a product that's limited to a certain city or a certain state. We need to see Black people on more products.
Absolutely.
In every market.
Absolutely. And so if this gift is not just for family members and friends and people like that, but it's also good for teachers, right? It's good for organizations. It's actually like a great way for just an intention of diversity and really making an inclusive effort. So
Yes.
so I think that's important. And I love, like I said, I love these stocking stuffers and the ornaments. Like they're just so cute to me. And are you making these by hand, or you have them manufactured?
I work with a production partner.
Okay.
So no, I don't make them by hand. I wish I was that talented.
I was about to say, like, I love it. And so right now, the season's just kind of getting underway. We just had Thanksgiving yesterday. Do you have any Black Friday specials or anything?
Yes, we do. We're having a Black Friday sale. It starts this afternoon. So from 2 to 4 p.m. we're having 25% off, and it doesn't matter where in the US you are, it should go according to your home time zone. So the 25% off code is BFS25. And then from 4 to 6 p.m., we have 15% off. And this is off of our wrapping paper. And so that code is BFS15.
Let's do that. If you could do that. Okay, what's the codes again?
BFS, as in Black Friday sale, 25. So that's off our wrapping paper from 2 to 4 p.m. And then BFS 15, that's 15% off our wrapping paper from 4 to 6 p.m. And then BFS 10 is 10% off everything on the site. And that is from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, because I'm trying to type this in so we can get it in. So, okay, so the 15% is from what times?
4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
And then the 25%?
2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So on the East Coast, that has started.
Okay, so is it by your specific time zone or?
Right. So if you're on the East Coast, the code should work for you. If you're on the West Coast, you got to wait a little while.
Okay.
Before the code will work.
And then the 10% is everything on the sale all day long.
Everything on the site from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Okay, so from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. So you guys, let me take that out and make that edit. So this is oh, hold on, let me make the edit. Oh, I can't make the edit. Sorry. So this is so just so you guys will know that the BFS 10 is from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. Wow, that's dope. I mean, like, this is some great savings, and you really have it time coded. So if you're in the East Coast right now, you have until 4 p.m. to get 25% off the wrapping paper. And I'm going to bring some more of that back up because I feel like people need to see how good this stuff is.
And we have wrapping paper, gift bags, ornaments. We have a few greeting cards, clothing for adults and kids. There's a I had to do a My First Christmas onesie because of my baby, so that's up on the site.
I love it. And that's just, and he's so cute. Look at that. Black Santa matters. And I love the melon and the mistletoe. Like, that's a perfect holiday party, kind of like just keeping it casual, or even just waking up on Christmas morning, or even if you don't celebrate Christmas and you celebrate Kwanzaa. These are, this is also, because you did have some Kwanzaa. I saw some Kwanzaa.
Right. We have Kwanzaa wrapping paper and gift bags on sale. And then there's a few clothing items that are more just representation type themes. And so those would be perfect Kwanzaa gifts because it's not tied to Christmas. Awesome.
So tell me, what as an entrepreneur, what are some lessons that you've learned, like during this 3-year process, your journey as a small business?
That your journey is not going to be a straight line. We opened, and for the first 2 years, we weren't profitable. And so, we've had to pivot, figure out which way we can, add more items to our offerings so that we could bring in a little bit more money. So, for example, we started as a holiday company. It was a Christmas gift wrap company. And we didn't really like how we were only offering people something for a span of 8 weeks. Our website was open, the whole year, but we really didn't have a ton of customers until November and December. And so that led us to, let's start doing year-round things. So this week we put up our baby shower and our kitty birthday gift wrap to the website. And in the next few weeks, we're going to have much more designs up on the website, and so we don't have a lot of press yet, and that kind of leads to our path not being the straight line. Like, we're not going 0 to 100, and even though we're not going 0 to 100, we're still here.
Absolutely.
We get the reviews and the emails from our customers that say, oh, my little kid loved this wrapping paper. She said Santa's brown like me. And that's the type of thing that keeps us going and keeps us, not discouraged by the curvy path that we're on, so to speak.
Absolutely. And you're doing it when it's time, because are you a full-time, do you have a full-time career?
I do. I'm a lawyer. So yes, I have a full-time job.
And you have a son.
And I have a 5-month-old baby.
And you have a business, and probably going to be one of your biggest seasons to date. I mean, people are.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, I'm speaking into existence. This is going to be the biggest season to date. Okay. And hopefully with the help of Uncorked and Cultured, people will, definitely purchase, and be thoughtful and, being intentional with supporting Black business, you could get wrapping paper with Black faces on it, guys. Like, you could get, a whole clothing line of amazing things where, with Black Santa Matters and melanin, mistletoe. And these products are going to be available not just for the holidays, but she's evolving the line. So I think that's important. So I hope we'll be able to see some stuff for like Valentine's Day and like, those holidays. And then also like, what are the Black History Months. Because I think that's important to have.
Right.
Because, a lot of allies, they don't really know what to do for Black History Month.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? And so this can be an opportunity for you to create, whether it's, ornaments, whether it's wrapping paper, whether it's something that's decorative for the classroom that teachers can use, or, people can just have in a house for their children.
And we love working with other people. So there is a great book called Does Santa Look Like Me? And so I reached out to the author and I was like, I would love to carry your book in our store. And we made that happen. So we're a Black company that also enjoys supporting other Black companies. And if my company can help you do something, then we're open to that.
Well, I'm about to show you what I'm doing. So I'm still in the prototype phases, but I'm developing a holiday card line with a good friend of mine. And what we're doing is we're taking vintage photography from a photojournalist, war veteran from the Afro-American newspaper in Baltimore. And we're repurposing it into beautiful holiday collection cards. And these are something that I'm excited about because this will be my first product launch, which will be happening as well this weekend. And I'm partnering with I. Henry Photo, who's a good friend of mine from Baltimore. I graduated from Morgan State.
My little cousin went there.
So we're so excited to like launch this together and really help bring some nostalgia back this holiday season, since a lot of us aren't going to be with family. And this is the last. So it's a set of 4.
Okay.
And so right now, this is just a prototype proof that I had printed this week. And I just wanted to share it because I wanted to let people know that this will be launching on the Uncorked and Cultured website, later this week.
Gorgeous. How exciting.
Thank you. So, but I think maybe this might be something that could be a collaborative. I mean, I don't know. We can talk more about it.
Yes, definitely. And we also take feedback from our customers. For 2 years now, customers have begged us for Black Angel gift bags. We already have wrapping paper, and so people wanted gift bags. And so we made it happen, and we now have gift bags on the site. So if there's ever anything that a customer would like to see, all they have to do is ask us, and we'll try and make it happen.
And this is great. I mean, you guys, I have the website right there, Midlight Reflections LLC. And if you could just go back over the codes one last time, and just put those up really quickly.
Right. So from 2 to 4 p.m., it's 25% off of all our gift wrap. And the code is BFS25. From 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., it's 15% off of all our gift wrap. And the code is BFS15. And then from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m., it's 10% off the entire site. And the code is BFS10.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lindsay.
You're very welcome.
And I guess I just, I always love kind of like getting more insight and taking another step forward, because I think right now this year has been crazy. So it's like we're reinventing the norm, right? So what have you been doing to cope? Like, how has this season been for you, and what are some things?
So this season has been very interesting for me. So COVID had started shutting down stuff, about February? I was pregnant. And
Mm.
so I had to navigate, being pregnant and doctor appointments and this ultra special time in my husband and Mai's life, and not really getting ready to celebrate it not really being able to celebrate it fully with our friends and family,
Mm.
So I didn't get to pull the "oh, I'm pregnant" card out at different restaurants and places that you go out to, because we weren't going out anywhere. We were stuck at home, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. My husband and I both work from home, so we're used to being home,
Mhm.
but voluntarily being home and being told you have to stay home, it just hits differently.
It's
You know,
scary. It's scary.
it hits differently. And so we had to navigate pregnancy, still having to go to doctor appointments because unfortunately it was a difficult pregnancy.
Mhm.
Everything ended up well. I have a beautiful, healthy, gorgeous 5-month-old little boy. But that was definitely anxiety inducing. Um, and then giving birth when you couldn't have visitors, only my husband was able to be there, and then navigating his first few months and first year of life, where we have to tell our friends and family, no, you can't see my baby. And I'm a part of a family that is very close. My husband is very close to his family. Our extended family is like blood. So it's been difficult, but the joy that I've found in it is my husband is a musician. He is a Oscar-winning composer. He composed the music to Hair Love, which
Oh
won the
wow!
Oscar.
What's your
Yes,
husband's name?
Daniel Crawford.
Okay, I would have to check him out. I have to
Yes,
look
and
on the credits.
I'll message you his link and information. And so he tours a lot. And
Okay.
so he had about 4 little mini tours
Mm-hmm.
that he was supposed to do during my pregnancy, but because of COVID, he unfortunately but fortunately had to stay home. So he got to experience, my entire pregnancy. He's gotten to fully experience the first 5 months of the baby's life, which it would have gone differently had COVID not happened. So yes, COVID caused a lot of stress, but it also helped create some beautiful moments.
Wow. So it kind of strengthened, you guys' relationship and really created
Mm-hmm.
a strong bond for your son in those
Mm-hmm.
vital moments of his life. And what month
Yes.
did you have him?
He was born June 9th.
Oh, Gemini.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, he's very sweet and sour.
Well, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited that you're on this amazing journey of motherhood right now, and you have something that you can celebrate with your son each and
Yes.
every holiday season. And I'm just going to throw up your social media information here so people can follow you. So Lindsay's company is called Midnight Reflections. So you can follow her on Instagram and, ask her any questions, learn more about the products, definitely help share them with your friends and colleagues
Yes.
this holiday season, because that's how, Black economic empowerment happens, right? Each one teach one. We got to bring each other up together. And that's why I like using my platform to highlight people, right? Because
Yes, thank you. We appreciate you.
oh, thank you. I mean, I appreciate you because you showed up, you showed up at, I don't know what time we were texting last night or emailing last night, but I know I was stuffed and I was probably on my second or third glass of wine.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think, wrapping paper and wine goes hand in hand, because if you're up, Christmas Eve wrapping presents for your little kids, you're going to have a glass or two of wine in the process.
Mm-hmm. We have gift wine bags.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Okay, good to know. So all the wine lovers out there know that you can also purchase gift wine bags through Midnight Reflections as well. Well, Lindsay, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I will be in touch, okay?
All right, sounds
Have
good.
happy holidays.
Oh, same to you.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Well, guys, I mean, this is great. I mean, I've already spoke to 3 entrepreneurs doing amazing things for this Black Friday, Black owned Friday, because this is our day. I think this is where we need to start. Black Friday has been a consumerism day where, corporations across the country have made billions of dollars. And so now we have to start diverting those funds into the Black dollars, okay, the Black economy. And so that's why I feel like it needs to be called Black on Friday. So we can make sure that, we start putting dents, into that economic empowerment, supporting our small Black and local businesses. And, I've curated a list of 4 entrepreneurs that are doing amazing work and actually bringing some unique gift giving ideas this holiday season, especially for those people in your life that are wine drinkers. So the next founder that I'm bringing up is a good friend of mine. I've met her in LA. Me and her, when we get together, we start cutting up, but we have a good time. And she's a PR executive. She does social change. She's an activist, and she's also a pedal pusher. Hey, Talia.
Hi, Ange. What's happening?
How you doing, girl?
I'm well, worn out, man. This holiday season is kicking my butt. Between the holiday season and the extended election cycle, I am burning it at both candles, burning the candle at both ends. But I'm good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm glad. Same. But this is the life of entrepreneurs and trying to balance, the money making, which is our career that we've been sustaining, for us, probably the past decade and a half or 2 decades. And then, of course, these startups that we're launching, right? I mean, which is a grind. I mean, Tuanni spoke about it earlier, about it's a hard life, but it's a fulfilling life. So, so just take us across your journey on how you became a pedal pusher.
Oh man, it's one of those things, it's funny how they talk about that, wealth is generated in times such as this, right? Like some of the country's wealthiest families were able to generate their wealth during the Great Depression. And it was one of those things where I had always enjoyed arranging flowers. It was something I did, one, because I enjoyed beautiful flowers, but also because I find it so relaxing and very therapeutic. And, a lot of the work that I do in my pre-pandemic life and still do it now is a lot of work in like the social justice space. I run a tactical solutions agency, as you know, called Intersect. And we do a lot of work around human rights and civil rights issues. And that work can be very, very heavy. And so I really took to arranging flowers because it was a really great way for me to relieve stress. Creativity is a proven stress reliever. And so I just found that arranging flowers was the outlet that I enjoyed the most, because at the end of it, you got to enjoy the flowers for, a week or so. And so after about 2 months of us being on punishment here in LA, we went down about maybe the second week of March, I think. And by the first week of May, we were locked in the house still. And these walls were starting to really close in on me. And I started thinking, okay, you know what? I want to arrange some flowers. I think that'll help to calm me down. But what I realized is it's interesting how we can be so much in our own little bubble, and it's hard for us to think about or even consider what other industries may be going through. But I couldn't get the flowers because the LA flower market was closed because of the pandemic. And so I still wanting my flowers. And even then, when I knew they were closed, it still didn't really register to me how significant it was that the LA flower market was closed. Right. But I kind of decided, okay, well, they're closed, but I still want flowers. I'm one of those people that if I want something, that's just what it is. I'm not going to stop till I get it. And so I started kind of scouring around on the internet and found this wholesaler who ships flowers in large volume to clients all around the world. And I decided, well, I'm just going to call him and see if he would be open to just shipping me, reducing his minimums to ship me just a small box of flowers so I could arrange them at home. And I thought, okay, ever the negotiator, I'm like, okay, that may be a big ask. So I'll try to, my goal is to just get this one box. But if I can't get just the one box, then I'll buy whatever his minimum is, have him break it up into 8 or 10 boxes and ship them out to my friends. And then, I'd hire like a florist and we'll jump on Zoom and do like a virtual flower arranging workshop, which would be like kind of like one of our quarantine activities. Because at that time we were still doing Taco Tuesdays and happy hours every week. It was still sort of fun, but starting to get old.
And Tiger King birthdays.
And Tiger King birthdays. I definitely, I had my goddaughter superimpose my face on Joe Exotic's, me and that tiger. That was ridiculous. But that show was, I mean, I know we're not here to talk about Tiger King,
Sorry,
but I
brought
just,
it up.
them people's shenanigans was exactly what I needed in the beginning of quarantine. I'm like, oh, this is the type of foolishness that I need in my life right now.
Netflix knew what it was doing. Netflix knew exactly what it was.
Oh, let me tell you something. The stars will align to give us the mess we need when we need it. Won't it? Like that was perfect.
The same way it's aligning florals into our universe now through delivery.
It is. It's really beautiful. And like I was saying to get back to the story, I'm almost done with it. It's just that so I called the guy, and in the process of that conversation, we ended up on the line for over 2 hours. And in that, he helped me understand why he couldn't reduce his minimums to the way that I wanted, but also helped me understand how badly impacted the floral industry had been. And through those conversations, I was able to realize that there was a hole in the market, that what I was looking for is likely what other people may be looking for as well. And so I just in the moment said, hey, do you think this is something that could work? And he said, if you'd have asked me this a year ago, I would have said absolutely not, just because the floral industry is so guarded and so, not regulated, but they just, they like to do things their own way, and they like to deal with their own people. But he said, based on the situation that we're in now, farms are losing money. And so it's, I mean, the rest is history. 3 months later.
Kind of like a blessing for him.
I really was. I work with him now, and he helps with like farm relationships. That conversation was early May. And by July, we launched in beta with almost 20 farms who are our partners to ship for us. And we just continue to grow. I can't believe how fast it's all come together. Like I was in Forbes, girl. Like,
congratulations. I'm so proud of you, girl.
Crazy.
Let me put this up here, y'all. This is an actual arrangement. This is actually something from Postal Petals, right?
Yeah. That's a bunch of flowers. That mix is called School Days. So that is from one of our farms here in California. We only work with domestic farmers, just for a number of reasons. One, because I think it's important to support our domestic economy, but then two, it would be hypocritical for me, particularly knowing that I work on impact, including environmental impact issues, to be shipping flowers from all around the country. But this farm in particular, all they ship is daisies, just beautiful varieties of daisies, different sizes, different colors. That's probably one of my favorite mixes. And it took some convincing to include them, but I love those flowers so much. I'm so glad we partnered with them, because it's, again, one of my favorite. And it's one of those that's like perfect for kids. And, they're so easy to work with and so beautiful. You can't mess those arrangements up with daisies.
Wow. Awesome. So tell us about the breakdown. How do you ship?
Yeah. So the way that we describe it is that it's like a farm to table produce box service, but for fresh flowers. So what we do is we work with the farms to, every month or every couple of months, the farms will send us the list of flowers that are in bloom. And then we will curate the flowers that we think will look good together. We don't do any design work. All we do is say, okay, we think these flowers will look good together. We might say, like, we have one coming in, I think, in the next couple of weeks, that we're calling Let It Snow. And it's just all white blooms. So variety, like 6 different types of flowers and foliage, but all like white and gray.
And you select these yourself?
Oh yeah, we select them ourselves. And just so we curate what we want the vibe of the box to be. But whatever you do with it is totally up to you. So the first step on the site, we say, is to select the boxes. That's so we have 3 box sizes. The smallest comes with about 6 to 8 bundles. It's $89, and it's named called the Beanie Box, and that's after my forever dog daughter Beanie. And then the midi size box is $129, and that includes anywhere from 9 to 11 bundles of flowers. So let's be clear,
when you say bundles, so 6 to 8 bundles, is that yield how many arrangements?
That'll give you, for 6 to 8, that'll give you, we say 2 to 3 arrangements, but people are making, depending on the size, I've seen people make 4 and 5 arrangements out of them. Wow. It just depends on, how large your vases are. But you can definitely, it's a lot of flowers. That was one thing when we were in the beta process that was like constant feedback. People were like, can we get something a little bit smaller? And I'm like, no, like I want people, that's what I want people to feel when they get these boxes. I want them to be overwhelmed with the value, right? That they're getting these high quality flowers, but they're getting so many for such a low cost point comparatively.
Right.
So the first thing you'll do is you'll pick the size box you want based on how many arrangements. And then once you decide on how many size boxes you want, then you decide which floral adventure you want to take. And that's where you decide what mix you have. And so that was an evolution at first too, because initially I said, okay, no, it'll be just like a farm to table produce box service. You don't get to pick what you want. They just send you whatever is in bloom. But I realized very quickly that people's floral taste, it varies. And so I thought it would be a disservice not to let people have kind of a hand in what kind of flowers they get. And so every week we showcase anywhere from 4 to 6 floral recipes that people can choose from. So, we have, that's the school days boxes. That's actually a year-round box that we have. We have one called Dirty Dahlias, and that one's with all dahlias. We have one this week called Sun Kiss, and it's got sunflowers and safflower and dahlias and eucalyptus. And we had one that I'm actually bringing back, hopefully, if we can get a farm that is growing it well, because it's getting to be winter here. We called aromatherapy, and it has eucalyptus and rosemary, and it's just all these really like beautiful like stick blooms, but all kind of stuff that people like really, really really enjoy. So
perfect for this time of year, right? Perfect.
It really is. It really is, because I think one, it's a great gift for someone, right? But then two, it's a really cool activity. It's a good activity. So it's like when the kids are off school and you're trying to figure out what they're going to do during their break, like this is always a really fun activity to do. One thing that we're starting to do is roll out like virtual holiday parties. So we've got some corporate partners that we're working with that will, that are ordering the flowers before the holidays. They were ordering, and doing virtual workshops as like team building activities, but you can do them, it's an alternative to holiday parties, because none of us will be or should be having holiday parties the way we've been having them traditionally. So yeah, it's just the perfect time. I'm so excited about this company. The sky's the limit for what we're going to be able to do.
I'm so proud of you, and I'm so
Thank
excited
you.
because your excitement and your passion is infectious. And I think that is a key to success, right? You have to be just passionate and clear and believe and have the belief and faith in your vision in order for it to transcend to your clientele, as well as for your funders and supporters. And, and of course, of course you will be in Forbes. Of course you'll be in Essence. Of course you'll be in all the floral trade magazines. You know what I mean? Like, of course. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much, Ange. You're always so supportive. I appreciate that.
Of course, girl. Anytime. And it's interesting because we're talking about like these businesses that are happening, that are developing during the pandemic, right? I mean, the past 3 people who I spoke to, their businesses were already in existence before pre-COVID. So here we are 2 women entrepreneurs that started businesses in a completely different vein than what our expertise was based off of circumstances. And all of it was all rooted in what? Wellness and self-care. How important is that right now?
Well, because I mean, that's all of it. That is all of it, wellness and self-care. Because if we don't, first of all, I believe in mental health in general, right? I have a regular therapist I see every week, most of the time, twice a week. And I think it's so important. I've always thought it was important, but particularly in this moment, people are really, really struggling. I think there's a number of reasons for that, because our reality has shifted so much, and the things that were available to distract us are no longer there. And so because those things are no longer there, you have no choice but to deal with yourself. And sometimes, and that's the thing. It's very true. And sometimes when you are forced to deal with yourself, you start to realize a lot of things about yourself that I don't want to go so far as say you may not like, but you may want to see evolve. Right. Absolutely. And so, and I think also too, we need some sort of outlet. We need something that can kind of calm us down and quiet our spirit. I tell you what, it's funny because people, and I talk about this in my blog. I have a blog for the company called Narrative of a Pedal Pusher. And in it, it's become kind of like a way to just kind of talk about my journey as an entrepreneur starting this business and how it's so different from the agency work that I've done previously. And one of the things that I talk about in the blog is how, I started arranging flowers because it was a mindfulness exercise for me. And building the company has started to be that exact same type of outlet. And so when people will talk to me about, how I was able to build a company that in all reality probably should have taken anywhere from 12 to 18 months to build, and I was able to do it in 3 months, I say to them, like, this was a company that I hid in, so it's like whenever something was going on, like I lost my grandmother in June, and that was heavy for me. So when I'd start to feel sad, I would work on the flower company. And there was so much happening around the protests that yes, were intense as a Black woman, and it's just experiencing that as life in general, but also keeping in mind that that's the work I do every day. So I'm having to deal with the personal element of it, but also be present for the professional element of it. And the way of working with brands and all the work that I do around social impact and social justice. And so I found this company to be a refuge for me. And I found so much healing and so much peace in building the company. And I was able to do it so quick because I was in such I don't want to say a bad place, but I was tried so many times emotionally that I just ran to this company to kind of, for just relief. So.
Now, I'm glad you said that. I think that's so important because, that's how Uncorked and Cultured was birthed. It was my self-care ritual to connect with friends and family through wine.
Wow.
Like literally, because I'm in a new city. I moved to New York recently. So I'm literally here.
We miss you here, Ange. We miss you.
I miss you too. I ain't gonna lie, I miss the sun. I would have rather been quarantined in sunny California. But this being in these little ass walls has definitely allowed me to look and reflect on myself. And also it took me back to this time in my life, like when I was in high school or like childhood. Like I just felt like I was able to tap into those things and literally purging. Like I literally purged. I brought stuff from home that my mom had since like I was in college. So it was literally a full circle moment. And I think, having these businesses, being able to use it as therapy, mindfulness, like you mentioned, whether it's, self-care, and also just really connecting with others. Like you said that, it started off as a tool for you to connect with your friends, to have activities. Uncorked and Culture, my wine business was a way for me to connect with my friends and, create a pipeline of income. And I feel like right now I think it's a time for us to encourage people to think of those innovative ways. Cause like you mentioned at the beginning, what was that quote you used at the beginning of the interview?
Oh gosh, which one? Sometimes I just be saying stuff.
You said something about during uncertain times, this is when you make money. Or
that wealth is generated in times such as these. Yeah, absolutely. Like, even think about not even the Great Recession in 2008 and how many people were able to take advantage of all of the loss in real estate and begin to slowly buy up property and turn that around. And so once the economy got healthy now, in 2012 and more, they're building very quickly and able to start generating revenue. Like you have to be, and it's not like and I also want to be mindful of the message that we send to people, right? Like what I've appreciated about the way folks have responded to my blog, in particular, even more so than the company, is appreciating hearing my journey and hearing the ups and downs and kind of feeling like they can do it. They can start whatever business that they had in mind because I did, or because they're watching and saying, okay, well, she's going through the same stuff that I'm going through. So if she can do it, I can do it. Let me keep going. But there's also that element of, and so, I know when we were first going into COVID, a lot of people, or quarantine, a lot of people were saying, if you come out of this, without a business or without a plan or without this, that, or the other, then you've wasted all this time. And I agree that you should always use your time to the best possible way that you can. But I also like to be mindful to say some people emotionally just can't handle it, right? Like some people need to be able to take the time to just rest and to just, that's all they can do is get by each day because this is wearing on them, so intensely. But for those of you who are in a place where you feel like this is an opportunity for me to take this time and really build something, do it, because this really is a time when people are building wealth. I don't think that it's possible for this company to exist were it not for the pandemic. The farms would not have been willing to work with me. The only reason I think that I was able to get, and I shouldn't say they wouldn't have, but the likelihood is far less, right?
It would have been like pulling teeth.
Yeah, absolutely. But because I unfortunately caught them at a time when they were essentially on their knees and very much struggling to find another way to bring their product to market, they're appreciative of someone like me coming in saying, hey, actually, I am an entrepreneur. I'm a brander. I'm a strategy. I'm a marketer. I know how to do all these things. I'm going to build this company that's going to, yes, build an empire for me, but also, bring revenue, bring revenue to you. And so it worked out that way. And so I'm taking full advantage. I'm working overtime to get as much done with this company as possible while I have what I feel is a captive audience, right? Because for all intents and purposes, people are moving at a much slower pace in the sense that they're not, out and around and doing different things. So as a marketer, there is not a better time for you to be launching a business, a direct to consumer or a consumer based business than right now, because you have a captive audience that you honestly don't know how long you'll have it. And once, if you can build your audience in this moment, by the time we come out of this, you'll already have a loyal consumer base, and you can start rolling out additional verticals and things that just continue to grow the business and grow their engagement with the brand.
Awesome. Well said. I mean, and I'll just say this, because this is what I'm taking from all of this right now. First of all, I'm taking that I'm just going to try to break it down just for the common people like me, right?
Okay. Okay.
So you wanted to have something to do and something in your space, right? For your self-care, for you to feel better during this time of like uncertainty, right? You reached out to an industry that was on its knees, or like, kind of trying to figure out what to do next. You created a solution, right? And now you're bringing it to market to help other people that may be dealing with moments of, something still struggling with uncertainty when it comes to just brightening up their day-to-day life, just having something positive, something in their mail, something to engage with that's new during this time of, now we're on our second wave, right? And then, of course, it's perfect because it's the holiday season. So this is something that we can do to make our house beautiful when we have our dinners, whether we're at home with our family or even if we're by ourselves. But then most importantly, you're giving corporations and businesses an opportunity to create experiences to engage with their employees, with their clients, and really, create this full kind of like 360, opportunity for everybody to kind of win and eat off some shape, fashion. So kudos to you. I mean, and then not only that, but then you come up with these witty social media posts.
Oh,
then you keep us entertained in the same token.
You know what? First of all, the Black Florist highlight has become my favorite thing of the week for this company. And can I tell you how it started?
Please do.
It was so part of an additional element of the company, in addition to just delivering flowers straight to consumers' doors. We also do virtual workshops. And when I had my assistant researching florists, because I would want professional florists to lead the workshops so that they have someone that can give like professional. Because I'm not a professional florist. I like to always remind people of that. So I would need to hire a professional florist to do the workshops, and all the lists that they would bring me when I'd start looking at their Instagram to see their work, none of them were Black. And so my question was, where are the Black florists? And they're like, oh, we're looking, but there's not a lot. I was like, okay, I think we have enough general market florists. I need you guys to go and find me some Black florists. And so they started looking for Black florists, and I got connected through a friend of mine here in LA who owns a friend of mine here. She connected me to a florist friend of hers, Whit Haven, who had told me about a Black florist list that was started by this group called Mayhesh. And so she sent me the link, and I saw the florists that were on there. I combined that list with the list that my team had put together. And then I said, okay, these are going to be the list of florists that we reach out to. But then I thought, if it was this hard for me to find a Black florist and I had a team looking, I can throw up a page on my site that just lists the Black florist across the country, right? Because Black florists they're not a competitor for me. They're professional designers. We are not. We curate flowers to go in a box that you guys have to break apart and design yourselves. So I felt like it was an opportunity for me to just put a link on the website where people could, if they came to our page thinking that we were a florist, we could easily say, hey, we're not a florist, but here's a link and a list of all these Black florists around the country that you could use. And then I decided, well, what if they can't find it? Because we're still a new company. I'm going to start, highlighting them in our feed each week. And so it started a couple of months ago, and we would just do these Black florist highlights where we would highlight florists across the country, and we would invite people to tag a Black florist that they knew of that they wanted us to to highlight, and we just continue to add them to our list, and it grows for the highlights. And so what's great is that without even the intent, we're starting to grow this master list of Black florists across the country.
So
and
how big is the list now? How many
the
people?
list now? You know what? I couldn't even guess. It's over 100 now. I think it's quite a few. We've grown it quite a bit since we started, and that's one of my favorite things. You know, I just believe in supporting Black businesses. I really do. Like, I think about the ways in which the money in our community, the dollar, leaves so quickly, and if I can create a space on my platform to just say, you know, hey, here's a Black florist you can use, or, you know, here's a Black artist that you should check out, or something like that. I want to be able to do it. What does it hurt me? It doesn't hurt me at all. You know, I operate from a space of abundance, not scarcity. And abundance requires that you share. Abundance requires that you have to have much so that you can give more to others. And so it's a privilege. It's an opportunity. I love it. I absolutely love it. And when we run out of enough florists to keep doing Black Florist Friday, we'll find another Black category to highlight.
Right.
We will find another one.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to doing an arrangement with you. So
yes, we're doing it.
We got our date set.
Yeah, we're doing it December 11th, right?
Yes, Friday, December 11th. So that'll, Black Florist Friday, Black Owned Friday. We're going to do a collabo.
Hey. It's going to be fun. We're going to sip on some wine and make it happen. It's going to be a good time.
And we're going to be sipping on whose wine?
We're going to be sipping on your wine.
And John Legend, yes, my
John Legend's wine. That's right.
Yes. So look out for details on that. We're going to do an interactive workshop on December 11th, where we're going to be sipping on three wines. I'm going to be doing a virtual tasting of John Legend's three wines, as well as, I think it's going to be the sparkling rosé, the Chardonnay, and the Cab. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we're going to also be putting together a floral arrangement from Postal Petals. So I'm excited. So we'll be posting those details shortly. But you have a sale coming up for Cyber Monday, right?
Yes, on Monday, site-wide is 20% off of everything, including gift cards. So check us out, postalpetals.com on Monday, all day long, 20% off everything on the site. You got to try. You're gonna love these. The flowers. The flowers are beautiful, but the experience is worth it. It's worth the try. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it.
Yes. And also make sure while you're at it, make sure you follow Postal Petals on Instagram. The CEO, Chief Petal Pusher, Talia Boone. She's an amazing woman. She's doing amazing work, and I'm so proud to call her a friend, and so excited to be able to share space with you, Talia.
You too. Love you, Ange.
I love you too, and happy holidays, and thank you so much for joining me today. And I can't wait till December 11th.
I think it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. So if y'all like what y'all hearing today, just imagine when we sipping and we talking and we got our guards down.
Yeah, it's gonna be girlfriend talk for sure.
Yes. Well, Talia, thank you so much, and I'll look forward to seeing you then.
Okay, all right, cool. Talk then.
All right, enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thanks, you too.
All right, guys. So this has been a full day. I mean, look, I've been talking for over an hour and 45 minutes. So I think that's the longest I've talked or done a live. So thank you all so much for joining me today. And hopefully, you'll be purchasing from these amazing entrepreneurs. I mean, that's what they're here for, because we want this to be Black Owned Friday, where, we are now shifting the money, the consumerism, to buy Black and take over the economy, because it's been too long. It's been far too long. And I think one thing that this year has showed us and showed the world is that the disparities that exist when it comes to Black economic empowerment and entrepreneurship. So it's so important for us to support our small businesses, and just also make sure that you check out. I'm going to be posting details later today on Uncorked and Cultured website, where you can purchase your own set of 4 cards, holiday greeting cards, from photography from I. Henry Photo, which is he is a photojournalist, a photojournalist from the 50s, 60s, 70s, who was a photographer for the Baltimore African American newspaper, and he's a veteran from World War II, as well as a veteran photographer who covered things such as the March on Washington, Martin Luther King Jr.'s funeral, as well as 5 different presidential, administrations. So definitely, please, please, please be on the lookout to support the collaboration that I'm doing with Uncorked and Cultured and ihenryphoto.com. This is a beautiful artwork that can actually last you season to season, whether you put it in a frame or whether you send it out as a heartfelt message to the people that you love in your life. Please look out for supporting that effort that we were launching here at Uncorked and Cultured. But in the meantime, I just want to say, definitely, if you like what you see, subscribe to our YouTube page. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook, please head over to our YouTube page and subscribe and follow us. And then, of course, share this with your friends. Share it all weekend, because these are sales going to be happening all weekend long, and throughout the holiday. These are people that you can support and connect all year long, but particularly this holiday season. So repost it and share it. And then, of course, tag us, so that way we can know that you're there, that you're following us, and make sure you follow each and every one of the entrepreneurs that we featured here today. So on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Everybody enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. Shop safe, shop conscious, and, be safe out there. All right. Talk to you soon.